Okay, guys, we are officially starting our group chat tonight, and welcome everybody. Hope you guys all had a great, happy Thanksgiving. And I want to welcome, we have a bunch of new members that joined just this week. So for this group chat, what I want to do is kind of, I actually had like a whole mindset presentation prepared, but then I thought about it. I was like, well, maybe it would be better if I just to see what everybody's problem is or what you guys want me to talk about, and then we'll just take it from there. I think it might be a little more effective because we're going to have a lot of different issues today due to the nature of a lot of new people and the older experienced guys wanting to do things. So what I think would be good is let's go ahead and just talk about what's everybody's problem, okay? So let's start off right here. What's your biggest struggle? And then what I could do is just go ahead and answer all these problems. All right. So, I don't know what I just did there. I'll just start a new document. I don't know. I hit some weird button. There we go. Don't worry, I'm gonna make this a little bigger. You guys see that okay? All right. So let's start off. Everybody, if you can, let's type in what your problem is, and then we'll see. Someone says eBay sales and PayPal holds. Okay, wait a minute, stop. Before everybody tells me the problem, I need you to be very specific about your problem, okay? So don't say can't flip phones, because that won't really help anybody. I want you to say, like, if you have eBay and PayPal holds, I want you to say my eBay limit is 5,000 and I can't list more than one phone. I want you to be very specific about your problems, okay, guys? And the more specific you are, the better I'll be able to give you a better answer. All right. Robbie says how to close a deal at nighttime for tomorrow because I can't say cash today. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, okay. All right. So how to delay a deal until tomorrow if you're really busy. Okay. Good one. How to get people to come to me. Okay, that's good. Michelle says, I have no idea why, but staying consistent and motivated. Okay, staying consistent and motivated. Okay, this is all good stuff, guys. Christian says, eBay is selling slow despite chopping prices. Okay, so slow eBay sales. Okay. Should I meet them at the auto repair shop or meet somewhere else? Okay, where to meet people? That's a good one. Let's see. Someone says, I'm still a little confused when 6W says blacklisted. Can blacklisted mean both non-payment or lost or stolen? How do you differentiate? Okay. How to know when a phone is blacklisted, whether reported lost or stolen or not. This is good stuff, guys. These are the kind of questions I want to answer, so keep them coming. Let's see. How to do Facebook ads, like Facebook group posts. The paid Facebook ads, I have a separate course on that because that's a very complicated topic. It's not something that I could teach in one group chat or even in a few videos. So I have a little separate mini course on that one if you're interested in the paid Facebook ads. But if you're talking about Facebook group posts, we can do that. And they're very effective because a lot of people said that that's one of their main ways of getting phones is Facebook group posts. Someone says how to flip faster on eBay. So I think that has to do with the slow eBay sales. We'll keep it that same question. This is how to balance my nursing and real estate jobs. Anytime I take my eye off phone flamping, my sales drop. Okay. How to balance work in this business. All right. Robert says things are a bit slow for me right now. I've been selling more items lately. Money saved to reinvest. I know Aaron started with $100. You started with 300. You have me specific. Okay, so how to start with little money? We'll just keep it real simple, right? How to start with very little money. Okay. Lauren says startup funds, especially with the holidays, so that's hard to start with little money. It looks like a couple people have that issue. How to come up with creative ads on Craigslist. How to ensure a phone is not stolen, because when you buy it, it may not be reported stolen. How to know if a item is stolen. Okay, good question. How do you determine the right price to sell for? Are you always going to do a $75 to $100 profit no matter the price of the phone? How to appraise. Okay. Whew, this is a lot of stuff. Best way to write ads. Okay, so I can tell by a lot of the questions here that a lot of you guys haven't even started on the course videos just yet. Who has not watched much of the course videos so far? Say me if you haven't. It's okay. You're not going to get in trouble. I know anyways if you haven't, because I can check with my system. It tells me if you haven't. So I know who actually watches the videos and who doesn't. So you can be honest. Okay, so some people say me. Okay, so a lot of the videos in the course are going to help you guys with a lot of that basic stuff, like how to figure out what a phone is worth, how to place ads on Craigslist, all that stuff. That's all like very, very detailed in the course, basic stuff. You should be able to watch those videos. But I'll just get them anyways, because then I can at least point you to the right videos for you to make your life easier. Let's see. Joe Doyle says, using SICW, I'm getting back into phone flipping. I'm used to the other triggers. So Joe, can you be more specific with that question about using SICW? I'm not sure what the actual question is with that. Try to, you know, I'm not sure what particular issue you're actually having with SICW. Joseph says, not replying to all the leads who contact me. I need to spend more hours every day to be able to reply to all the leads. Okay, how to handle, what to do when you get too many leads. Okay. Ray says the process for buying a phone from the customer. What do I have? How do I haven't filled the form out right away? What do I do when I ask for ID? I don't have a process and it gets kind of lengthy. Okay. Process for buying phone. Craigslist ads. I see a lot of Craigslist ad stuff. How to get more calls from Craigslist from people in my area versus leads from an hour away. Taven says, I have an iPhone X Max. Can't get it to sell. It's at $800, so that's slow eBay sales. How to get a lot of phone verified Craigslist accounts. How to stop getting flagged on Let Go. Okay, better negotiation skills to increase conversion. All right, I think I'm going to stop here for a second because I think we've got quite a few. Does this sound good, guys, if I answer a lot of these questions during the chat today? So we have how to delay a deal until the next day if you can't pick it up at night, how to get people to come to you, staying consistent, motivated, how to get faster eBay sales, where to meet people, how to know when a phone is blacklisted, how to do Facebook group posts, how to balance work in this business, how to start with little money, all these right here. Would you guys say a lot of you guys have these issues? Someone says yes, go ahead. Okay. All right, let's get started. Now, this is going to be tough to answer all this stuff in detail, okay? So I want to give you guys a strategy. I'm going to combine the mindset stuff that I came up with today, combined with what I have here, okay? So I'm going to give you, to the best of my knowledge, how I know how to solve these problems. You know, we're at right now 30,000 for the month, around there. Let me see my eBay sales. We're at 29,663. So I'll tell you, based on my knowledge on how I did 30,000 this month, and with, you know, about 40–50% profit on how to do most of this stuff. And then I'll also tell you what to do if I can't explain all this stuff in detail for you, and how to, you know, how to handle that, what to, you know, how to find out. So let's go ahead and move on here. So first of all, how to delay a deal until the next day. So if you're getting too many leads, this is kind of like, right, how to get, if you're getting too many leads, where's that one? Where do we have that in here? What to do when you get too many leads. All right, first of all, this is a great problem to have, right? So leads means you're getting people that want to sell you their phone, either text or calls. Okay, who has this problem right now? What to do when you get too many leads? Say yes if you guys have that problem. John says yeah, Ray says yeah, Ravi says yeah, Joseph says yes. Okay, so anybody else? Just 4 people? Yes, but a lot of messages. What a good thing. Robert says, got lots of leads, but it can't afford the phones. Grant says, I wish. All right. So if you're getting too many leads, all right, what you want to do is still respond to every lead, okay? So we'll kind of answer. Too many leads could be maybe you don't have the money for the phones. Too many leads could be you just literally can't respond. Like you have the cash to buy as many phones as you can, and you just don't have the time to respond to all those. So here's the thing. Let's do, first off, if you have, who has the problem with very little money? Say yes if that's you. Like who's got like, 100 or 200 bucks? Okay, so you want as many leads as you can get. Let me get, is Chris Kripe on here? Chris, you here? I think he might have left. He was here. No, he's not here anymore. Oh, he just left. Someone said, shoot. I asked him if he could speak today. Because Chris, when he first started, he struggled a lot. He didn't have much cash at all, and he didn't have very good financial management skills. And Chris is now at like, he does between 10 to 14,000 a month, and he doesn't even have a car yet still. And he borrowed a lot of money from members. So there's multiple ways to skin a cat on all these problems. Just so you guys know, there's no 100% answer on every one of these things. But one of the things that Chris did was every time he had a deal, he's like, I've got a phone that I can buy for 150. It's going to sell for 300. Can anybody let me borrow the money? And I'll give you $20 if it closes. And he would post that in the Facebook group, right? Let me actually see if we can actually find a deal like that. I'm going to see if we can search the group and see if we can find one of his posts. I'm going to type in Chris borrow. And sorry, Chris, if you're watching this right now, we're making you an example. Let's say, let me just see. Here we go. Here's one right here, December 15, 2017. Anybody willing to let me borrow money will be paid back no later than a month. Should definitely be earlier, though. I'll pay 10% interest and willing to sign a contract if needed. Chris did this, and he was like doing only $1,000 a month when he first started because of his finances. He didn't have a lot of cash. And then he would post that all the time in the group after I told him, try to borrow some money from some other members and pay them a percentage. And he did, and it worked out fantastic for him. Within a couple months, he was doing $10,000 a month. So, that's a great strategy. And there's a lot of helpful members, a lot of people that have done $10,000 a month here, guys. Remember, they were just like you if you're brand new at one point. So they understand what it's like to go through. So, just make sure you pay people back because you'll get a bad reputation if you do that. But if what you do is if you can close the deal, right, you make sure that you find a deal first. And if you get a deal, make a post, close the deal with the person, say like, let's say it's a phone you're going to sell for $300 and you can get this phone for $150. Now, who wants a deal like that, right? You're going to make $130, $120 profit. Who would give someone $30 of that profit so you can keep 100 and give them 30? Anybody do that? Okay, and you can do this. Let's say even if you have some money, but you bought too many phones, now you ran out of buying money, you can use this strategy to do this. And here's the cool part is once you find a couple people in the group to let you borrow money, they'll keep doing it as long as you continue to pay them back, right? So that way they make some free money for them because a lot of members in our group now have $5, $10, $15, $20,000 saved from doing the course. So to them, it's free money and you're doing the work. And to you, it's free money because it's money you wouldn't be able to make without their investment. So it's a win-win with everybody, right? Robert says, heck yeah, great method. Devin says, I'll do it. So this is an awesome way for you guys to win, even if you only have 100 or 200 bucks. Now, the other thing is make sure you're buying the phones right, okay? I'm not going to teach how to do an appraisal because every group chat we do like specific skills. This one I'm doing a bunch of questions, but there's a lot of stuff in the course on appraising. So if you go to Appraisal Mastery, you watch these videos right here, and I'm going to have a hard time believing you can't appraise an item like amazingly if you just watch these 4 videos. And appraising means how to figure out what the phone is worth. Like right here, I show a basic video of how to appraise the phone. Then I show how to appraise like damaged things like cracked LCD. Then I even show how to appraise computers and MacBooks. And then this one, I appraise all kinds of stuff and we spend the entire group chat appraising things. So it's going to be difficult to not know how to do this accurately by the time you're done watching those videos, okay? So if you guys haven't watched that yet, make sure, you do that if that's your particular struggle right now. Like if you're not good at figuring out what to sell, go dive into those videos first. And then you can make an accurate offer, right? So does everybody have this video, the quick reference offer making guide? Let me download that and show you. So let's just use an example, right? You all have this video with the course, this document with the course that I gave you guys, right? Like, let's say here's a phone for $200. You offer them about $100 on it. You want to go for the lower end if you're going to borrow money. You offer them $100. They take the deal. And you're like, okay, cool. I can meet you later on today with the cash because you're going to need to have them either wire you the money or PayPal you or whatever, right? So you lock in the deal with the person, and then you go, you make a post in the group, you get the deal, and then you do what you got to do. Now, see, some people might say, well, Dave, what if I get the deal and then they back out? What if I can't find the cash? Well, here's the thing. If you don't try, you're not going to make any money, right? And if you only have $100 in your pocket, this is probably worth doing. It's probably worth putting the effort in. Would you agree? Because if not, you're going to have no business. And the thing is, these people don't even know who you are. So at the end of the day, you just make up a story and delay them till tomorrow. Say, hey, you know what? I'm really sorry. My car broke down and I can't make it, but I'll be there tomorrow. And, can I call you? I apologize. Something came up, but I really want to buy this phone from you. And then just keep posting for the rest of the day, or keep working to borrow some money from someone, your mom, your brother, a course member, and then get that deal tomorrow. Okay? If you are motivated and you want to make this business work, you will find a way to make a deal. Okay? So anyways, this was some of the mindset stuff I was going to talk about, but I figured I'll include it with some of the problems. All right. So next, does that answer that problem for you guys significantly? Is that a decent answer for you? At least for the money part. Let's put a little, like a star that we check that one off, and then this one right here. Okay? So that way we can go through all these. Brian says, heck yeah, by any means within the law. That's right. Okay. So now let's say money's not your problem. Let's say you're getting too many leads and you have plenty of money to buy phones, but you just literally can't respond to every lead. Well, you just have to understand that when you're making things happen in business, right, there's going to be a little bit of chaos. So I remember one time I was a top sales trainer for Kirby Vacuums, and I was one of the #1 sales trainers in the entire company in all of New England. It was just one weekend. I just had so much chaos, nonstop phone calls. People were yelling at me. There was problems. Things were breaking down. We didn't have enough vacuums to fulfill the orders. It was just like insane. And I went in there and I broke down and I was almost ready to throw the towel in. I was so frustrated. And I said, I can't take this. This is just so much. And I was making more than I ever had made in my life at the time at this job. And my mentor said to me, he was my first millionaire mentor, my boss at the time. And he said, Dave, he says, you know something? When you have problems, you're alive. He's like, that means you got a business. He's like, when I don't have problems, that's when I worry, because that means I got no business coming in. So just think, first of all, if you've got a lot of leads, don't get stressed out about it. Do everything you can to handle as many as you can, but don't let it bother you if there's a few left over. Now, in this business, if you guys notice, there's some days where you're going to get tons of leads all day, and then the next day it's like totally dead. No matter how, if you can have like 1,000 ads up and you get no leads. Has anybody experienced this phenomenon with this business? For example, like Sunday, I think we bought like 13 phones. Today, we bought like, what did we buy? Like 4 or 5, something like that. Yeah. Some days are just insane and we buy a ton of phones, and some days are not, no matter how many ads you place. So here's the thing. What you do is you save the surplus of leads and follow up with them on the slow days. So you do everything you can to get the leads when they're coming in. You rush and try to grab them. And you don't rush, though. You still upsell every customer. You still work everybody like they're a real deal, right? Because a lot of people, when they get too many leads, they get a little short-sighted because they get panicked and they rush around and they're only answering the leads they think are the best deals. That's the wrong attitude. You want to handle every lead as much as you can. And if you have to, copy and paste your text responses. Who has the negotiation script that I have for texting? Because so many members are getting amazing results with that. My employee's closing average doubled after this. And there was another kid in the course named Ravi. He says he's closing 80% of deals after he started using this objection and rebuttal script here. Okay? So what we could do is, I was just talking to a course member today, right? And he opens this document up on his phone, and he just copies and pastes the responses into leads when he gets texts. So he'll open this document as a Word document on his phone, and then he just like copy and paste this into messages on Let Go, Facebook Marketplace, and things of that nature. right? So like someone says, oh, I want too much. I want $300 for my iPhone 6. Like obviously they wanted way too much for that phone, right? He takes this response and just copies it. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to do 300, but I could offer you 100 to give you cash today. Would that work for you? So this, if you haven't gotten this, there's a video here on how to use this objection rebuttal script right here. It will give you cut and paste responses and show you exactly how to close more deals using this objection rebuttal script by copy and pasting. It's amazing. It's like free money if you haven't watched that yet. So use that, and that will cut down the time in responding leads, okay? Ravi says, yes, love the course. Oh, you can do that. Works every time. Awesome. Oh, so Ravi's right here, and that's great. Chris says copy and paste his life. Which Chris is on here? Is that Chris Kripe or the other Chris? We have so many Chris's in this group. Okay, so how is this so far? Are you guys, like, is this helping you guys as far as like what to do? I'm trying to answer these things the best I can. I know it's kind of general. I'm trying to give you the most specific direction I can because there's a lot of different topics here. So if I'm going like, if this is too much, you know, let me know. We can not do this type of stuff anymore in the future. Okay, so next one. Any questions up to this point? Let's stop for a second. Robert says, I love it. Awesome. Feldon says, awesome. Thank you. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. So how to get people to come to you. Any questions before I go into that? Okay, so to get people to come to you, I wanted Chris Kripe to actually come on here because he's a young kid, only like 21 years old. Doesn't have a car, and he's getting people to come to him and doing $14,000 a month, and he doesn't have a car. He doesn't drive anywhere. So what he does is he just asks people to show up. What I do is we don't ever travel to anybody. So just so you guys know, that 30,000, we meet nobody at their house, nobody in parking lots. Everybody comes to me. Okay. Well, you might say, well, Dave, you have a store. That's why they come to you. Exactly. We have a store. We can't go to people. They have to come to us. Right. But they're the same people that you guys are buying phones from too. They're not any different. As a matter of fact, it's harder to get them to come to us sometimes because we have to convince them to come to us. We don't have a choice. We are not allowed to go meet people at their home when we have a brick and mortar store. It's against my licensing agreement. So what that means is you can do it too. You could just be like, before I opened my stores up, I used to meet people, and then I got tired of it because it was a waste of time. Who here would love to just have everybody come to them and not waste any time driving? Anybody want to work less and make more here in the course? Grant says me. Roy says yes. Ravi says yes. Larry says me. Joseph says me. Ray says me. As a matter of fact, there was a guy who messaged me just today. He said right here, oh, I don't know. It says I wasn't accepted yet because it says closed group. Oh, let me give him I got to give someone the link to the group chat. This gentleman messaged me. He said he got someone to drive an hour to sell him his phone, and he wanted to post the text in the group. So he said right here, he said, Dave, my name's James. I just joined maybe a week or so. I wanted to know if I could post. Oh, can you guys see this? No, I'm not sharing. Oops. He said, I wanted to know if I could post a clip from a text in the group. I want to show how easy it is to get people to drive over an hour to pay me to take their phone all through the power of text and how to get a regular out of it. So that was pretty cool, right? So through text, he even got people to drive an hour. So it's definitely possible, guys. It's really all about just a mindset. So what I do before I opened my store, I decided that I just wanted people to come to me. And even though I didn't have a store, I was working out of my mother's basement. I said, I don't feel like driving anymore. So what I would just do is assume that they were going to show up. So when I was closing the deal, let's say we agreed on a price. And like the guy, I said, oh, I could do 50 on that. And the guy's like, okay, cool. And I said, okay, so do you know where the Wendy's is by the Warwick Mall? Now the Wendy's by the Warwick Mall was like 2 minutes from where I live. It was like a 2-second drive, right? I didn't want people actually coming to my physical home because that's kind of sketchy, right? You don't want to do that to put you at risk. But like it was 2 minutes from where I live. So I said, do you know where the Wendy's is by the Warwick Mall? And they would say, oh, yeah, I know where that is. Okay, cool. When could you meet me there? Can you meet in the next 20 minutes? It'd probably take me about a half hour to get there because I'm like a half hour away. Oh, okay, that's fine. What's better for you? Do you want me to do like 45 minutes or you want me to do like a half hour? What is easier for you? And I don't want you to rush. Can we do a 45 minutes? Actually, I want to go get a coffee before I come down. Yeah, sure. Do you need the address? No, I know where it is. I have my GPS. Okay, awesome. I'm going to be in a charcoal gray Hyundai Tucson 2018, and this is my personal cell phone number. So if I get there first, I'll just call you, and if you get there, you call me. Does that sound good? Oh, yeah, that's good. Okay, you're definitely going to be there, right? Just want to make sure because I have so many appointments lined up today. I just want to make sure that you're going to be there because if not, it costs me a lot of business because, we have all clients that are waiting for this. Oh, no, I'll definitely be there. Okay, great. You guys see how I locked that guy in like that and how I just assumed it? So here's what people do wrong, right? So I can do 50 for the phone. Would you mind coming to me? Okay, if you say that, what's the odds you think they're going to say yes? Maybe 30%. My ratio is 99%. So if you assume it, then you're going to get a lot more people that are willing to follow through. It's just your mindset that you believe they're going to actually just come to you. A lot of people just defeat themselves because they don't think someone's going to drive a half hour to sell them their phone, which is not true because you see it happening from all the course members. Chris says, I need to put that in a text form, laugh out loud. Oh, the other Chris is here that I was talking about, the copy and paste the script and close. So many Chris's. Chris Kripe is here. Chris, can you unmute yourself and chat for a second? We were going to have you talk, but Chris is the one that did that. Here he is. How's it going, Chris?
Good, you?
Oh, pretty good. So, Chris, what do you do to get people to show up? You literally have them come right to your house, right? Because you don't have a car.
I have them meet, there's a coffee shop right by my house that's like a 2-minute walk. I just have them come there, or I meet them at the gym while I'm working out.
So you have them come right to the gym?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
There's a joke at my gym that we should be in business together. And
you're like, hey, before I buy your phone, can you do me a favor and spot me on the squat for a second?
Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome. So the reason why, because I could sit here and tell you this, guys, but I want to show you that this is actually happening. Members are doing this. This is real, okay? We have tons of members that are closing deals without driving to go see people, okay? And some are getting people to drive an hour away. I had a guy that did over $18,000 a month, and the closest metro area was an hour away, and he just made he posted ads in that metro area and had everybody drive to him for an hour. Okay, so I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I thought you guys might like to hear some of this stuff to help you, all right? Pablo says he had a guy drive 2 hours. That's awesome. Look at this. I'm starting a collection here of documents. Let's see. Okay, so next. So we got how to get people to come to you. Okay, staying consistent and motivated. So is Michelle still here? I know she has it. Who has this problem, staying consistent and motivated in the business? Anybody? It's okay, too, guys. Don't be afraid to say this. Chris says yes.
Dave, Michelle, you can't tell me I'm the only one with this problem.
I know you're not. Good to hear from you, by the way. Grant says me. No, there's about 7 or 8 other people that have that problem as well. Well, 7 or 8 people that are honest. There's probably about 30 people that have that problem, but we only have 8 honest ones so far.
Okay.
Ray says yes.
What's up, Michelle?
Hey, guys.
So staying consistent and motivated. Now, when you say consistent and motivated, what are some of the problems that you're having, Michelle? Like, give me an example of consistent and motivated. So someone's drawing on the questionnaire here. If you could stop that, that would be great.
So, really, I'm just, I'll have a hot streak. So I'll be with it. I'm buying phones. I'm posting ads, and then it slows down, and I just slow down with it. Instead of accelerating, I just slow down, and I'm just.
Okay, so I have a perfect. No, I shouldn't say perfect. That's wrong. I have a good answer for this to help you out. Okay. Who here, after a group chat, is like, if you've been to one of my group chats or, you bought the course or whatever, who here has been super fired up after a group chat to go make things happen? Like after your group chat, you're like, yeah, I'm slaying the world. I can buy 1,000 phones this week. I'm going to make some money. Everybody's saying yes, definitely, of course, after the boot camp. Hell yes. Michelle, are you fired up?
Yeah, I am. That's why I jumped on today.
Okay, so that's what I call the juice. Okay, and see, I remember I signed up for a program for a guy named Ty Lopez. I don't know if, don't hate me for that. Some people don't like Ty. I love Ty. He's great, very successful, smart man. He helped me. Ty personally mentored me, and I remember I would go every month to his mansion in Beverly Hills, and I would spend 2 days with all these genius business people, and they would train me all this real high-level marketing stuff and how to run my business, and I was there with millionaires, and then I would come back up, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm ready to light the world on fire. But then a few days later, I'd be like, I don't feel like reading a book.
Right.
You know, I would start hanging around my mom, and then I would start getting a little lazier, and then my friends, and then it's like, well, a couple of weeks later, I lost the juice. All right?
Right.
And then that frustrated me. I was like, you know what? I like the juice. I love having that feeling of motivation. Who likes that feeling? Like, who loves being excited and ready to like just crush everything, right? So in order to do that, I found that I needed to keep my brain fresh every single day. And I have 10 rules that made me $1 million a year business person. And one of my 10 rules is called the daily brainwash. And I developed this after this whole scenario because Zig Ziglar says that your attitude is just like bathing. And after a while, if you don't wash your attitude, it's going to stink, just like your body is if you don't take a shower, right? And after a while, when we don't listen to successful people, we're not around this positivity and this information, our attitude starts to stink, literally. And I know when a course member is on fire or not, because I can see the course videos. And I know when someone's ready to hit 10,000 a month, they've got the juice. They're watching course videos every day. They're posting in that group their goals. They're like, I'm ready to hit 10,000 this month. I need someone to help me with appraisals. Like, they're doing all these brave things to get to that goal. And I know that person's on their way and they got the juice. To keep the juice, you need to have me in your face every day. Watch a half hour or just 15 minutes of a course video to get you fired up. Go on my YouTube channel, watch a superstar interview, and pick like the course member that you like think would be the least guy to be successful of that, and then listen to how he made 15,000 a month, because then you're going to feel like real crap after that. But you're going to go, well, if this guy could do it, I can do it. Does that make sense, Michelle?
It does. Yes, it does.
When things get frustrating, we need new information. And the average human being needs to hear something 20 times to understand it. 20 times. So people are like, Dave, I watched your course videos and I still don't understand it. No kidding. Because the average person needs to hear something 20 times before they understand something. So this is why we get demotivated, because when we're around successful people, our short-term memory has this information, but the short-term memory loses it shortly after. So we need to replenish it. After 20 times, it becomes instinctual. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So how often are you giving yourself the juice, Michelle?
Not very often at all.
And that's why you may be struggling with staying consistent and motivated.
Okay.
Because even I get fat and lazy when I'm not around successful people. I'm going to be honest. The last 4 months, I rested on my laurels. I hit $1 million for the year. And I'm ashamed to say this. I banked a shitload of money, have hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank account by like last March or April. And I was like, oh, I'm doing great. I took the pedal off my business. I got a little lazy. Sales started going down in all my businesses. And I didn't start, I lost some money. My business went from 100,000 a month down to like 55,000 a month. Right? Now you guys like, screw you, Dave. If I could only make that money. Yeah, but you don't understand. Once you're at 100,000 a month, it's no longer a big deal anymore. Just for like guys here that are doing 10,000 a month. If you're broke right now, 10,000 a month seems like a big deal. But there's plenty of members on this chat right now that think $10,000 is crap and are mad if they only do 10,000 a month, right? So wherever we're at, our standards go higher, and we need someone that's higher than our standards to keep giving us juice every day if we want to break through those barriers. Does that make sense?
Yes, I believe that. And I know I do. It's like your goals. You set that goal for $1 million, then you hit it, and then you let the pedal off the metal. And that's what I did a couple of times. When I had goals, I was hitting it left and right. And then once I reached that goal, then it just started, slipping downward. And I don't want to have to keep finding a new goal just to keep my eye on the ball. I should be able to be consistent just because I want to be.
Awesome. Did anybody find that helpful at all? The staying consistent, motivated. I'm not sure if this is just, I don't want to just be rah, pump you up stuff. I want to give you guys actual useful strategy to use in your business that actually works. Okay, everybody's saying good stuff. Very good. Okay, so let's move on to the next one.
Thank you.
Slow eBay sales. All right, good luck, Michelle.
Thanks.
So, slow eBay sales. Guys, I can fix this with I'll tell you two things that will help you with slow eBay sales. One, you're buying too high. Your prices, you're paying too much for phones. I can tell you that right now. Two, you're listing your phones for too much. Okay? So all the money in this business is made when we buy the phones, not when we sell them, when we buy them. And if you do an appraisal properly, right? For example, someone give me a phone. Let's do an appraisal really quick. Somebody give me a phone to appraise. iPhone 8 plus 64 gig. Okay, what carrier? What carrier on the iPhone 8? T-Mobile? All right, so we'll do T-Mobile. Remember, T-Mobile is always bad ESN, so we're just going to type bad ESN. Okay, so I see one here for $449. This one's cracked. We can't use that. This one's cracked. We can't use that. Here's, I don't want to use that. It's got the box. Here's one for $419. Here's one for $399, $395. So based on what I see, I'm going to appraise this phone for about $399. Okay. Now on a $399 phone, what's the most I really should pay on that? Anybody know what the top price I should pay? Well, we'll just look at our quick reference guide and let's see. 380, 230 to 250 is probably the highest we should go. Now, could you push that? You could probably push that to like 260 and be okay, but I would not go any higher than 260. Okay? Because the market fluctuates in this business sometimes, and sometimes things drop, and you need to have a certain profit margin to make up for any problems that happen, such as returns or any problems with phones. You need to make good, solid profit on your items. So even at 250, you're only making a $92 profit. You guys got to remember, you got to factor 10% of that 380 goes to eBay. Okay, so even at $250, it's only a $92 profit. That's not a super big return on a $380 spend. Okay, and that's if your item sells for $380 and you bought it for $250. So if you buy this item for like $300, you're only making $42 on a phone that you're risking $300 to make $42. That is not a smart move in this business. And if that phone only sells for $360 because the market dips that week, guess what? You made $22 and you held out $300 all that time to make a lousy $22. Is that a good investment strategy? Is that a good way to flip phones or make profit in this business? Absolutely not. Okay, so you want to, Tyler says, I just sold one today for $410. Okay, that's fantastic. Sometimes they will sell a little bit more than what you appraise, but we never want to place our bets on that. We never want to bet on the high price. We always want to bet on the average. Appraising principles number one, always go by the average, not the top. Average. This is what they actually teach you in real estate school for appraisal. You only go with the average, okay? Because we don't know how the market will fluctuate, right? And it swings sometimes. Sometimes the phones, like 3 days later, might dip down to 360, that phone will sell. And then what happens is I see the course member posting, Dave, I appraised all these phones at this price, but they're not selling anymore. That happens sometimes in this business where the market will just dip by $20. And that's why it's absolutely crucial you stick to the percentages that I give you guys, because that stuff happens. Does this make sense, or is this too confusing? Everybody understand what I'm saying? Any questions on that? Yes, good. Okay, on the mark. Jonathan says, what should the percentage be off the appraisal value to get a good return for your money? Well, guys, I give you all the tools right here in the course. So here is the quick reference offer making guide right here. Tells you exactly how much to offer based on what it's selling for. So I give you guys a very clear outline. And then I also give you percentages. If you go to this guide right here, offer making percentage, guys, literally tells you the percentages for every price point. It's a whole manual. I literally wrote this to give to my employees. Oops. Sorry, 1 second. Here it is. So see right here, if an item is less than $100, offer 30% of the appraised value, right? If for items 155 to 200, offer a price less than 50%. You may go as high as 60% if the item is small. It literally gives you guys the guidelines right here in this, okay? So use that. Jonathan says, awesome. Didn't see that document. Yeah, it's right in the new membership area that I gave you guys. It's right there. I gave this to all my course members, but a lot of people sometimes forget about the documents in the original email, so they don't use them and stuff. Okay, so let's go on to some more stuff. So eBay sales, it just drop the price, guys. Drop it $10 every day. That's it. I don't ever do anything else except drop my prices $5 to $10 until it sells. There's nothing magical I do. I just buy at a price I know I'm going to make a profit. Because even if I have to drop it $10, I don't care. It doesn't matter. You know, like I'll drop, like this one doesn't have any watchers right now. I'm dropping that $10. I don't care. And I'll drop this one $10. I'm just going to drop them all $10. Because I changed them earlier today. They haven't sold yet. I want to move my stuff. Here's why, guys, because if you don't rotate inventory, it makes you lazy and it makes you overpay. Why can't I edit all these listings? What's going on here? Hold on a second. I got to refresh the page. I think there was a glitch. There we go. Edit all 16 listings. Okay. When you're selling quickly, it puts cash in your pocket, which motivates you to buy more phones. And it also keeps you in check, which means you'll know the market better because you're aggressively selling your product. But if you're trying to squeeze $10, $5 more out of every little phone and you want to try to hold out for the top dollar, it psychologically makes you want to pay more for phones. Okay, so it literally makes you ineffective as a negotiator if you don't do this. It's very important to just drop your prices every day $10. And then you're like, Dave, yeah, but I dropped my price. I'm not going to make any profit. Well, good. Next time you buy a phone, you won't pay so much then. It will hurt you. That little sting will make you feel it and go, okay, next time I'm going to lowball them because I'm not paying that much for a phone anymore. Now, that's the type of attitude that you want to have. Someone says, hey, Dave, what eBay app is that to get the additional info for your sales? I'm not sure what you mean by what app. This is just eBay.com. I'm not using an app right here. I do use eBay Selling Manager Pro, which is under subscriptions. If you go to subscriptions, it's under the account. Let me see. If you go to account summary, and then you go to subscriptions, you can get that eBay Seller Manager Pro. It's $15 a month, and it's good to keep track of all your stuff. It's right here, Selling Manager Pro. There you go. Also, guys, once you start doing like $1,000 or $2,000 a month, sign up for a store. It's $27.95 a month, but you save 4% on your eBay fees, so it'll help save you a little bit of money. Okay. All right, let's move on to the next step. Let's see. We got slow eBay sales. Where to meet people. We kind of covered this one, where to meet people, but just as a quick recap, guys, always meet people in a public place. Don't break the rules. When you break the rules, that's when bad stuff happens, okay? So always meet people like at McDonald's, a Wendy's, a public parking lot. Try not to meet people at their home or in your home, okay? Try to meet people in a close place. And try to get them to come to you like we talked about earlier on the group chat. Does anybody have a question on that? Do I need to say more? And someone says, don't let people in your car. Yes, never have people go in your car. That's just asking for trouble. You don't know where these people are coming from. Some of the people selling you stuff are desperate. They need cash. Don't put yourself at risk, okay? You got to stick to the rules, guys, and you usually won't get in trouble. So just meet people like in a good, safe place, McDonald's, Wendy's. I've never had a problem with safety ever because I follow the rules in this. Okay, so let's talk about how to know whether a phone is stolen or not. Okay, some people worry about this a little too much, and I'll tell you what to do about it. So, of course, we don't want to purposely buy stolen items. Of course, nobody does, right? Well, unless you're a criminal, which you guys obviously aren't criminals. You're in this course because you want to run a good, ethical business. But the thing is, and this is coming, my personal attorney was the former state prosecutor for the state of Rhode Island, the state that I live in. He's a very high-level attorney. And he told me, Dave, look, you can't play detective. If you get a driver's license and you get a bill of sale, that should cover you as long as they don't tell you the phone is stolen. You know, if they're like, yeah, dude, I just robbed this out of someone's car, obviously you don't buy that. But, you know, if the phone is clean when you buy it and you haven't signed the bill of sale and you get a driver's license, there's nothing more you have to worry about. You're okay. You can't get in trouble for that, okay? The worst thing that can happen is they confiscate the item. But does that ever happen? Extremely rarely. I don't think I've ever seen that happen to a course member before. And it only happens at our stores because we report all our transactions to the police. And it only happens maybe once or twice a year where they'll have to take an item back. Okay. So that's a very rare circumstance. If a phone is blacklisted, we don't know whether it's blacklisted because it's stolen or financed. The bottom line is just buy it as a bad ESN. You could sell it as a bad ESN. Just make sure you get a driver's license and a bill of sale to protect yourself. On the bill of sale, it says they should know the phone is not stolen and things like that. Obviously, if someone comes to you with 10 sealed iPhones in a box, don't buy those because obviously that's not legit. But if it's, if it's not obvious they're not stolen, then you've done your due diligence. Okay. Does this make sense? Anybody have a question of that? iCloud locked. iCloud locked is your own personal preference. I don't personally buy iCloud locked because I don't think you're not going to get in trouble usually, but you will get your eBay account shut down if you sell too many iCloud locked items. Look, eBay wants to know you're just a decent person, right? And some members have got their eBay account banned, and they're like, Dave, I don't understand why. And then I look and I see like there's a bunch of iCloud stuff that's on there, and like they're not getting driver's license. eBay can tell that things happen when you're not running a good legitimate business. So someone says, do you know how to remove them? No, I don't remove iCloud locks because again, I don't believe in buying them like that. It's 90% of iCloud lock phones are usually stolen. Now, if you buy an iCloud lock on accident and you didn't mean to do it and you got to sell it on eBay, it's okay. You can get your money back at least, but I wouldn't purposely be advertising for them. There's a lot of clean business out there. You don't need that, I'm Aaron Goldstein, one of the guys in our course. He's one of my top students. He hit $60,000 this month. He doesn't buy any iCloud lock phones. He did $60,000 for the month flipping phones. So let's see. So Keisha says, the problem I have was when the phone is clean when I buy and then they report it later. There's not much you can do about that. That's why we always buy as a bad ESN a lot of phones, because you shouldn't be buying phones as clean ESN, Keisha, really. If it's Sprint, T-Mobile, Verizon, or even AT&T, if you just buy them as a bad ESN, you'll never have to worry about that. So if you just buy as bad ESN and you sell them as bad ESN, you'll never get those returns. We get almost zero returns on bad ESN phones, but when we sell them as clean ESN, we get a lot. Our return rate goes up. Okay? Ray says, so buy every phone is just a bad ESN. Laugh all nice. I always worried too much. There you go. Then you never have to worry, because if you sell them as a bad ESN, no matter what, they can't say, well, the phone's a bad ESN because you told them it was. And they're buying it like that. Someone says, what if I sell them as a bad ESN and they tell me it was stolen? That very rarely happens. And if that happens, just take the phone back and give them their money back if they're going to complain. But we don't ever really get that. I don't get anybody that we sell as a bad ESN and they say it was stolen. That doesn't happen really. Okay. Let's move on to the next thing. How to do Facebook group posts. How many people here are using Facebook groups in order to get deals? Michael says, me, not anymore. So you guys should be using Facebook groups, because some of my top course members, I did a poll the other day to ask where people are getting the most phones from. And one of the highest ways was Facebook group posts. And I think a lot of people are focusing on Craigslist, because I think Craigslist is good. But if you're not focused on Facebook group posts and doing a little bit of marketplace as well, or let go and things like that, and you're not diversifying, you're missing out on a lot of leads. Robert says Facebook works very well. Facebook is the #1 way to get leads. Between Facebook groups and marketplace, it's the highest rated source of leads from my course members. So if you haven't watched those videos, there's tons of videos in the course on this. Okay, there's an excellent group chat we did about how to get your whole profile ready for Facebook and get leads. There's a Facebook group posting strategy, how to post in 10 Facebook groups per day. There's a whole group chat replay on your Facebook group posting guide. I don't need to say much. If you just watch these videos, all the information is right there. But remember, watch them once, apply it, and then watch the videos again, and then apply again. Okay? And the cool thing about Facebook groups is you can put a post in a Facebook group right now and get immediate results. Like right now. Someone will message you, say, hey, I got a phone. Where Craigslist, it may take a little while. Now, Craigslist, I think, is great, but you've got to use all the platforms. You can't just use one. Someone says, I had a hard time with Facebook because my ads are not approved. So, John, what you want to do is post in the discussion area, not for sale. Okay? If you're posting in the for sale section when you post in a group, that's probably why. So, for example, And when you go to post in a Facebook group, right? Let's say I'll pick one of the groups in my area. And you're going to do a cash for phone post. So you have the option between sell something or start discussion. Do start discussion, and those posts will usually be approved, okay? If you're not getting posts approved by the admin, well, just forget about that group and join another group. Everybody here has 100 groups in their area that they could be posting in. 100 groups, literally. Like, watch this. If I type in RI resale, there's like 10 groups just with that keyword. Look at all these groups right here. And if I type in RI yard sale, there's like another 10 groups. Just use these different keywords. This is all in those course videos, guys, but just in case you want a, you know, quick cheat code here. Or do RI swap. There's so many. Look at this. There's not an area someone's been able to stump me with yet that doesn't have at least 100 groups. So I hope that helps you a little bit, guys. If you're not posting on Facebook, make it a goal tomorrow to go post in like 5 Facebook group posts and see how they work. Okay? And see how that works out. Because there's one of our members, Chris here, he actually found a group in his area and gave him some money to put his banner with his phone number that says Cash for Phones as the group banner. So like, see, like let's say RI swap. Now this one only has 200 members. You don't want to do it like this. But see how they have this banner? Well, this one says cash. He paid the group member like $100 or $200 to make the banner of the whole group say Cash for Phones with his phone number. So whenever somebody goes to that group, all they do is see his phone number, which is awesome. So the 20,000 people in that group all see that number. It's awesome, isn't it? Right? So I hope this is not too advanced. For some of you guys that are brand new, this might be a little too much for you, so don't get overwhelmed by it. Make sure to keep watching the course videos, and you'll learn this stuff as you go. This is probably for a little bit more of the advanced members. Okay, but how are you guys finding this chat today so far helpful? Give me a schedule. I want you to give me a very honest rating, 1 out of 10 so far, if you enjoy, like how you enjoyed this so far, if this was helpful. Robert says 10 out of 10. Grant says 10. John says 10. Wallace says 10. Michael says 100. Joseph says 10. Nice, 100. Okay. Travis says 8 out of 10. All right. Thank you. Banner idea was gold nugget. So this is why it's important, guys, to network with each other and come to these group chats every week, because you pick up these little things. So I want to applaud you guys all for being here as well, because coming to the group chat is a big part of this business, right? The more you guys are around me and the phone flipping superstars, the guys in this group that are killing it, the more chance you put yourself in a position to be one of those superstars. Okay, so how to balance work in this business. Let's go over that, okay? So you have to first determine what type of Ravi says, okay, I guess 10 out of 10 because I'm fired up again. Laugh out loud. He says, get the juice. You have to figure out what type of business you want to run. Do you want to work a full-time job and do this like 5 hours a week on the side? Do you want to go all out and be flipping phones full-time? What type of business do you want for yourself? Everybody type in the chat, the type of business do you want? Do you type in either work full-time, do this part-time, work, like say full-time? What type of business do you want realistically? I'm talking about right now. I'm not talking about like you've got a job and you're like, well, I really want to do this full-time, but I'm going to leave my job. Like I'm talking about right now, today. What kind of business do you want? You want to keep your job and do this 5 hours a week? Everybody's saying full-time. But here's the thing, guys. You can't do full-time if you've got a job. It's not realistic. So what's better is to do $10,000 a month while working 10 hours after work. And then once you do $10,000 a month, if you get 10 grand in the bank, then you can quit your job and scale up. So one of my course members, Aaron Goldstein, the guy that did 60,000 this month, I remember when Aaron started my course, his first month he did $8,000. And he says, Dave, should I quit my job? I said, well, I'll tell you what, hit 20,000 for the month, and then I think it will be safe to quit, because we did a breakdown of how much he was making at work. He was making $11 an hour. He was bringing home about a paycheck of $300 every week. And I said, oh, I'll tell you what, Aaron, I want you to get to 20,000, and then let's talk about quitting your job and doing this full-time. We'll figure out a plan. He did that. The next month he hit 20,000. He quit his job. The third month he hit $40,000 for the month. Within 6 months, Aaron had $65,000 in his checking account, and he started with $50 in his pocket at $11 an hour working at T-Mobile. So first, though, he did have to still do this after work. He didn't quit his T-Mobile job right away, because you need cash flow in the beginning to continue. You cannot live off the money you make flipping phones if you don't have at least $10,000. You should not live off the money flipping phones, because you're literally eating your own business if you do that. You're stealing money from your business if you're trying to live off that money. So I highly recommend that you do have a job and do this, unless you've got $10,000 saved and you don't have a lot of overhead or bills. Okay. So how do you do this? How do you balance work in this business? Well, there comes a time, for example, Keisha, you said that, you're doing nursing, and every time you take your eyes off the phone flipping business, it costs you money. Well, then at that situation, you have to see what costs more, working at the job or losing money flipping phones. If you're only losing, let's say, a few $100s each week flipping phones, but you make, let's say, $70,000 a year as a nurse, then I say keep the job. And so what? You lose a couple bucks flipping phones. You just did $20,000 for the month. So to be making $70,000 a year as a nurse and to do $20,000 a month on the side, that's a pretty decent business. You can keep going at that, and say in bank, maybe 40 or 50 grand in the bank. And then, maybe work on like a higher level business or kind of reevaluate your situation from there. I don't know what position you guys are all in as far as work. Ravi says, I go to work every day in marketing department. I go in, but start putting up ads for phones instead. Well, there you go. Some of us work a job. I used to work as a carpet cleaner, and I was only making $300 a week with that job. But in between jobs, I would be answering phone calls to close deals on phones. And I'd have people meeting me at the job sites to buy the phones while I was doing a carpet. I'd tell the customer, excuse me, you mind if I step out for a second? I'd go out, meet the person right down the street, and I'd give them the cash of the phone. You just got to do what you got to do sometimes, right? But then after after doing this business, I had 20 grand in the bank, right? I started off with $300. After 3 months, I had $20,000 cash. I didn't care about that $300 job anymore, and I knew like it wasn't a big risk to leave it because it was only $300 a week, and I just banked 20 grand with the business in 3 months. So I figured I'd probably be safe at that point, and that's where I went full time. And then I did like $250,000 my first 8 months. Okay, so I don't know if that helps you a little bit, guys, with the balance work and business, but you have to kind of find what's suitable to you and then make some different adjustments from there. Again, there's no perfect answer to a lot of these questions, guys. I'm only giving you the best that I can to my knowledge based on $30,000 a month and doing $1 million a year in business and training 70 people that have done over $10,000 a month. But there could be better answers. I don't know. Okay, so Ravi says, so part-time I could do 10,000. Yeah, I did 20,000 part-time. When I was doing 20,000 a month working for my mother's basement, I worked like 15 hours a week. So, I mean, I have course members here, like Keisha's doing it part-time, doing 20,000 a month. Yeah, Keisha says she did 21,000 part-time. So John says, what did you profit that first 20K? I mean, I profit the same that I teach in the course, guys. So it's like 40 to 60% was my margins, So it's, it's not too bad. I think like I did $250,000. It was like 249,000 in sales. And then after all my expenses, I reported like a $70,000 profit at the end of the year. But that was after I paid my car, my insurance, my cell phone bill. I wrote off a lot of stuff on the business. I did some business travel trips and things like that. So, that was my profit. Okay. Cyrus says, when you're going out and buying phones, did you meet people late at night? Well, okay, so that's a good question. So there comes a time in the beginning, you've got to do what I call scrapping. You've got to do what you got to do, right? Which means, if you've got less than 1,000 in the bank, you should be working 24/7. Like you're in desperation mode if you have less than $1,000, all right? So, if you need money bad, you should be meeting people at 1 o'clock in the morning if you have to close deals. But then there comes a time where you get to no longer desperation and you're moving to lifestyle. Once you get 10,000 in the bank, you can ease the pedal off a little bit. And you could say, well, you know what? Like, for example, after I had about 50 grand in the bank, I was like, I don't want to work after 6 o'clock anymore. I'm only going to work from 10 to 6, and that's it. So what I did was I just set those hours, and I made a voicemail saying I pick up phones from 10 to 6. And did I lose some deals once in a while? Yeah. But I didn't care because it was like I had enough money that it didn't matter. And if I did if I did 20 to 30,000 working, during 10 to 6 every day, I was okay with that. So what if I didn't do 35,000 for the month? I only did 30,000 because I didn't want to meet people at night. For me, I didn't care because I was making $8,000 to $10,000 a month profit, and I could spend a lot of time with my family. I also chose not to work weekends anymore. People would call me Saturday, Sunday, and I say I only pick up phones Monday through Friday. And I would set up all my appointments on Monday, have a bunch of people lined up because I no longer wanted to work on the weekend because family time was important to me. So you have to choose what you want. you know, what's important to you. Does that make sense? I want, you know, I'm telling you this, guys, because obviously we're in this business not to just make money, but it's how we want to live our life eventually, right? We want to figure out like lifestyle. Like now I work from home. Like I said, once I do $1 million a year, I don't want to do anything. I want to have everybody working for me and me not do much other than just do some coaching calls and work from home. And now I do that, you know. That's the lifestyle I set for myself. But there's no way I could work this little and build up my business. You know, I had to work my butt off in the beginning to learn, make my mistakes, and do what I had to do. I had to scrap in the first few months, first 6 months to a year. And then once you get past that point, you know, it starts becoming more smooth sailing. Okay. Any questions on that? Someone says, Dave, once you have a big business booming, should you have a virtual assistant handle all the leads coming in? Do you have time to go pick up the phone? I don't think you should have anybody handling all your leads. I think you should do it yourself. And you shouldn't try to automate your business until you've been doing this for at least a year or two, and you have 20 to 30,000 in the bank. You shouldn't even think about automation, right? Like Aaron still handles every single lead. He posts every single ad. The only thing is he has like a virtual assistant that posts Craigslist ads, but he doesn't get a lot of leads from Craigslist. He gets a lot from like Marketplace, Let Go, and things like that. He closes every lead himself, and he's got 100 grand in the bank, and he just did 60,000 for the month. All right. So I think people sometimes think a little too far ahead before they hit a certain level. I wouldn't recommend that. Do what you got to do till you get a lot of money in the bank, and then you move from there. Someone says, how do you get around buying someone's phone that's clean and then you find out they reported it stolen? Well, again, that's why we buy all these items, Larry, as a bad ESN. Remember we said that? If you buy phones as bad ESN, you never have that problem, ever, because you're already buying them as bad ESN. Does that make sense? So those phones, that shouldn't happen if you're doing the course right, right? And if you guys, the best thing is for all you guys that are brand new, I really want everybody who's brand new here to read this fact. There's the frequently asked questions for course members. And if you haven't read it, I want you to go and read this because it answers a lot of all these common questions about that stuff. So it will help. I don't know if you guys have read this yet, but look, I even have good suggested group chats for every question. Like, why should we buy as a bad ESN? What happens? All these questions are right here for you guys. Okay. So someone says, noted, thanks. I won't skip it. Okay, cool. All right. I think we're getting to the end of this now. Look at all these things I got open. Okay. Let's see. How to come up creative ads on Craigslist. Does anybody know how I'm going to answer that? Because we've only got we're pretty much out of time in the group chat. What do you think the best thing is to do? The course, right. And guys, at this point, I've done hundreds and hundreds of training videos on Craigslist. The stuff that you need is pretty much in those videos. If you have a very specific Craigslist question, you come and ask. But like I did literally a group chat on Craigslist ads last week, and we've done it so much, a lot of my course members are actually sick of me doing Craigslist group chats. So like right here, Craigslist ads overview, how to not get ads flagged or ghosts on Craigslist, how to build up 50 Craigslist ads, advanced Craigslist posting tips, group chat replay, ultimate advanced Craigslist posting guide. If you guys watch these videos a couple times, it's going to answer every question you have on Craigslist. Okay. Someone says, how do you get the course laid out like this? So I posted it, Phil, in the group. I'll give you the link again for you. Let me just stop sharing here and I'll share it for you so you can have it. 1 second. I'll get it for you. Okay. And if anybody has any questions, let me know. As I'm going through this, you can put your question in the chat while I get this out to Feldon. And if anybody hasn't signed up yet for that membership site, here's the link. It's for all you guys, for the course members. It's a new thing that I just designed for everybody to make the course easier. So there you go. Robert says, do you know how many hours the course is total? I honestly don't. And I mean, it's a decent amount of hours. You don't have to watch every video all at once though before you take action. Find the videos you need, watch those, watch whatever's most applicable to you. So if you're not good at appraisal, go watch the appraisal video right now. If you're struggling getting leads, go watch all the ad videos right now and figure out how to get leads. If you're struggling with both the appraisals, leads, and negotiating, figure out which one's going to be the most helpful for you today, right now, and go watch that and then work your way from there. Once you watch those videos and you get a little bit better, then go watch something else to get a little bit better. Does that make sense? So I'm not sure how to answer that any better. Let me go ahead and move on. This works on mobile too, guys. So you can watch these videos on your phone when you're driving to pick up stuff. Watch the course videos. Get the juice. Okay. Let's move to the next one. Okay, how to appraise a phone. Same thing. If you guys like this, appraising a phone is very simple. If you go, there's extremely detailed training in the course on appraising. So if you just watch that, you'll be okay. And it's only just maybe an hour worth of training, and you're going to learn your appraisals. You've got to put the time in to develop your skills as a business person. Okay. The process for buying phones. I forgot who had asked this. I think it was Ray or Lawrence. What were the specific questions? Is it the person who asked this question still here that said the process for buying phones? Grant says always work on leads coming first. Yes, I agree. I think getting leads in is the most important thing first. So anybody, if you're not getting calls or leads, people sell you a phone, I think your first step is to work on that. Someone says, Ray. Is that you, Ray? Ray, are you here? Or Roy? I forgot who asked that question. You said, I just wonder when you ask for ID and fill out form. So when I'm on a phone call with someone, basically I'll just say, okay, cool, I'll meet you there. And if you don't mind, I just need to see an ID before when I purchase the phone. Is that cool? You make it kind of like not a big deal. I just got to see an ID. Is that cool? Oh, yeah, that's fine. I know you guys got to do that stuff to prevent buying stolen goods. Okay, cool. The guy who's like, whoa, what do you mean an ID? That's the guy you want to watch out for. Okay, that phone you probably don't want to buy. But don't ask people for IDs like this because you'll scare away the good people. So I'm going to present you with a bill of sale. I'm going to need you to fill out a bill of sale, and I'm going to need to see all your driver's license info. Don't ask like that because that's just going to turn people off, right? Just say something like, hey, I'm just going to need to see an ID when I get there. Is that cool? And then when you meet up with the person, you take the clipboard, right? You hand them the clipboard, and you just say, do you mind if I see your ID? Grab their ID and you write their stuff down. You don't have the other person write their info down. Never. I've seen some course members doing that. That is a big mistake because guess what they do? They lie. And if they're selling you something stolen, they put somebody else's information there and not theirs. It's happened. Don't do it. Okay? So you give them a clipboard and you say, if you could just sign right there for me. Or just, it's like, I just need to get your ID. You write all the info and you say, hey, can you just sign that really quick? That's it. Boom, done. And then they're going to sign it. So it makes it nice and simple. Well, you just don't do this, guys. Okay, so here's the bill of sale. Do you mind filling this out? Do you mind signing this? Is that okay? Because then that's where you're almost welcoming problems when you ask. You just assume it. Hey, you mind if I just got to get your ID? All my employees are trained. When they ask for ID, they say, oh, could I see your ID, please? You just assume it. Boom. Jonathan says, what about getting a pic of the ID? You don't really need to get a picture of it. It's not required. You can, but it's kind of going above and beyond. Daniel says, how about if they say they forgot it? Well, then no deal. No ID, no deal, period. There's no exceptions. No driver's registration, no prison card, no student ID, no ID, no deal. No driver's license, no deal. Nope. You can have a passport or a driver's license or an official state ID. Prison cards do not count. Student IDs do not count. Their driver's registration does not count. People are laughing right now because I'm sure has anybody else ever dealt with that? Anybody ever say, oh, I don't have my ID, but I'll give you my registration? Doesn't count. In a court of law, that will not hold up. Grant is laughing his ass off. He says, Brian says, I'm juiced. My day job is pushing me to be more direct and assuming on things like this feels like I've been warmed up hotel desk agent. Awesome, Brian. I'm glad to have you on here. Devin says ID only. Boom. Okay. I'm not going to get into how to phone verified Craigslist accounts. Again, that's in the course. And guys, the only answer I have to that is like the best thing is to have a real phone number. And I'd love to give you an easier answer for Craigslist, but unfortunately, you've usually got to use a real phone number. So just borrow like a friend's. Do what you got to do. If you can find a way, you'll do it. You can usually get away with 2 accounts per verified phone number, and you only need really 5 or 6 Craigslist accounts to do everything you need. You don't need tons of Craigslist accounts. So that means it's only like 2 or 3 numbers you need, and that's all. So you don't, some people are like, oh, I need like 6 numbers. You only need like 3, and you're good. Stop getting ad flagged on Letgo. So there's a lot of course members here that are really good with Letgo. And one of the things on Letgo is just don't put you buy phones like in the description. Just say message for details or something like that. And when you're posting on Letgo, just put a pic of a phone with cash and put like a sticky note on there or something that says I buy phones. Okay, so that's how you're going to do that. There's pictures, like there's a video in the course. Aaron, the guy who did 60,000 this month, did a whole video and shows you exactly how to do it. So if you go to using apps to get calls with Aaron, he posts a live ad on LetGo right there. He's got a funny face in that video there, but he shows you exactly how to post in LetGo, and he tells you what not to do. Okay, so it's very easy to use. Daniel says, hit me up on Facebook, Daniel. Good. I'm glad to see you guys networking and stuff like that to connect with each other, because again, I know what I know, but I don't know everything. I am not the phone flipping god. Although, some people think I'm like the know everything about every little technical thing. I should know exactly everything about every phone. I should know all the prices. I should know every little problem with every platform. I'd like to say I do, guys, but unfortunately I don't. And that's not what I ever promise. I know I can get you based on, Grant says, oh, yes, you are. I can get you to do what, I can tell you what I've done. But you're going to benefit by talking to some of the other members. I reached out to a member today that I'm even selling more of, and he taught me something that I didn't know, and my sales are 3 times more than him, but he taught me one little technique that I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm going to try that. So network, we can all, even I still learn from people in this group. That's why this says, all hail Dave the Almighty. Please, no. I'm not the phone flipping guy. There's other people in here we can learn from other than just me. So make sure to talk to each other and share ideas. This group is bigger than I am, right? It's all of us together that work towards each other on this. And I think I'm going to wrap it up with this. I hope if you guys like this group chat, I'll do more like this where we get really into. Robert says Dave built the fucking pyramids. I swear, you guys are hilarious. If you guys really like this group chat, I'll do more of these like this where I give specific stuff rather than just giving the technical stuff and everything, and give you guys a little more of the mindset and guidance. So I hope this was good for you. I wish you the best of luck. Who's new here? Say yes if you're brand new. You just started in last week. Felon says yes. Deanna says yes. Did this group chat overwhelm you, or did it excite you? Let me ask you that. Like, are you like, shit, I'm happy I joined this course. This is awesome. Or you're like, oh God, what did I get myself into? It's okay. You can be honest. Keisha says, welcome to the group. Brian says, I bought it at 11:50 p.m. night of the sale. Awesome. James says, yes, great group chat. Grant says, thanks, Dave. Awesome. Fellow says, excited. RJ says, I'm new. So ready, excited. Woohoo. Okay, good. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. I'm glad. So I'll try to do more stuff like this if it was helpful for you. Okay. That's it. You guys all have a great day, and let's keep crushing it. Let's get a lot of phone flipping superstars for December, because this is the last month of the year of 2018, guys. This 1 month right here, guys, can change your life. If you can apply this stuff and you go to work and you're like, you know what? I can't picture doing 10,000 a month, but you know what? Screw it. Dave thinks I can do it. I'm going to just do everything he says for a month. I'm going to watch the course videos, get the juice every day for a half hour. I'm going to practice, and if I fail, I'm just going to ask other people how to fix it, and I'll post in the group every day. Do that, and that 1 month will change your whole life, because all you got to do is hit 10,000 a month one time. Your whole life will change completely. Keisha says, Dave, I will eventually do my video. Laugh out loud. Awesome. Yeah, we never did a phone flipping superstar video, Keisha. We're going to get you on there. Brian says, do we have a group for reading audiobook lists going for mindset stuff? I actually, yeah, in the group, there's a list of my top 10 books of all times. So if you just go to the files of the group, I actually did that as a courtesy for members, because everybody's always asking me what books are good. So if you want to check that out, go to the files right here in the group, and should be Dave's favorite books right there. Dave's favorite books is under there. You can go ahead and download that. Yep. Let's see. He said, Dave, you should create a video on when it's a good idea to open a little storefront and how to do so. Maybe in the future. That's pretty advanced. Opening a storefront is a little different than just buying phones. There's a lot more that goes into it. Cool. All right, guys. Have a great day. I'll wrap it up, and good luck to everyone.